The front line, the firing line, the trench nearest the enemy. Communication trenches linked the main firing line with the command trench and the support line and reserve trench lines. Fire step, the trench was supposed to be deep enough to allow a man to walk along it fully upright, without showing any part of his body. A fire step was therefore built to allow men to fire their weapons from the trench. This was a simple platform in the side of the trench. Latrines built just behind the trenches or at the end of a communication trench. Parapet, a bank of earth thrown up in front of the trench itself to allow a man to fire from the trench with a rest for his elbows and as much protection from incoming fire as possible. Parapets were required to stop a German rifle bullet. They were therefore 4 to 5 feet thick. The reserve line, behind the support line, and held reserves who could mount a counter-attack if the enemy captured part of the front line. The command trench, 10 to 20 meters behind the firing line. Revetting, the sides of the trench were supported with wood, netting or corrugated iron to stop them caving in during bad weather or enemy shelling. The support line, anything from 200 to 500 meters behind the firing line. Traverses, helped to protect soldiers from shell blasts and stop the enemy moving quickly along the trench if they were captured. Parados, was the equivalent of the parapet but behind the trench. It was designed to stop bullets carrying onto the next line of trenches and to shield men from the blast of a shell exploding behind them. In the early stages of the First World War, soldiers dug trenches where and when they could. They used drainage ditches, banks, hedges and dips in the ground. Once the conflict settled down into siege warfare, the trenches were improved with bunkers, dugouts, drains and fire steps. The diagram on the left shows the ideal design for a British trench. Not all met this standard.